Amongst the most important military partners of the Philippines has always been touted the United States, or at times its neighboring countries, the ASEAN Union. However, there is one that has seen little or no attention at all: Israel. Yes, the tiny country in the Middle East has actually been an important partner of the Philippines when it comes to defense equipment. For those who may not be aware, Israel has always been, after all, a nation focused on military innovation. A land often mired in conflict, Israel had no choice but to be ahead in the arms race. So when the Philippine government started searching for partners to help modernize its military, Israel emerged as a strong contender. But to understand further, let us go ahead and discuss what these devices are. So what exactly are the Philippines and Israel exchanging in this partnership? Great question. It's not just about shaking hands and signing papers. It's about state-of-the-art military hardware. Firstly, let's talk about tanks. For the longest time, the Philippine military has been using armored vehicles that were outdated or repurposed from other types of machinery. But now, the tables are turning. According to several reports, the Philippine Army will receive 30 new Israeli-made light tanks. These are manufactured by Elbit Systems Landsabra Ascad, which is an acquisition part of the Philippines' military modernization program. But hold on, tanks are just the tip of the iceberg. Israel has also supplied the Philippines with the Spider air defense system. Now, air defense is crucial for any country, but for an archipelago like the Philippines, with its numerous islands and extensive coastline, it's even more vital. According to reports, these Spider air defense systems are quote-unquote projected to defend the country's so-called center of gravity. These acquired equipment are a mobile air and missile defense system designed to protect critical installations, land-based fixed assets, mobile platforms, and friendly forces from aerial threats such as combat aircrafts, attack helicopters, unmanned aerial vehicles, rockets, and so on. And as of the end of 2022, the Philippines, along with Singapore, are the only two countries in Southeast Asia with such equipment. To emphasize its importance, the Philippines has also stated that this aerial defense system contract is worth approximately 6.8 billion Philippine pesos, signed with the Israel Ministry of Defense and Rafael Advanced Defense System. Now, there's more. Alongside tanks and air defense systems, Israel is helping the Philippines in the maritime domain. The Philippine Navy has often been the least modernized branch of the country's military, but that's changing. An article published by Esquire Mag has said that Israel has turned over a shipyard to the Philippines. This shipyard, which they used in the Philippines, had created missile boats. Now, through Israel Shipyards Limited, the Philippines Navy will be able to create their own warships, particularly the Shaldag Mark V Fast Attack Indicator Craft Missile. A monumental feat, yet it is not the only significant Navy-related news for the Philippines. There is also other important news out there, and to just summarize what these are, Israel has helped supply the Philippines Navy with radar systems, electro-optics, and even naval missile boats, which according to official reports cost approximately 10 billion pesos for 2 fast-attack interdiction craft missiles. So what do these hardware upgrades mean for the Philippines? Well, for starters, these drastically improve the country's defense capabilities, but they also serve a broader strategic purpose. With this new hardware, the Philippines can assert itself more confidently on the regional stage, whether it's dealing with territorial disputes or participating in international naval exercises. Now, we've established how essential this military hardware is for the Philippines, but it's not a one-way street. Israel gains something valuable from this partnership as well. Israel's defense industry is one of the most advanced globally, but it's not all about domestic use. They are also one of the world's leading arms exporters, and tapping into the Philippine market gives them a firmer foothold in Southeast Asia. Don't forget, this cooperation extends beyond just buying and selling. Both countries are keen on technology transfer and joint training exercises, enhancing each military's effectiveness. It's like a give-and-take relationship that benefits both parties substantially. We've talked about the hardware, so let's shift our focus to strategy. When the Philippines and Israel shake hands on defense deals, the world takes notice. That's because this isn't just a partnership in a vacuum. It's happening in a world where alliances are shifting, and old foes are reconsidering their stances. First off, this alliance changes the game for the Philippines' regional relations, particularly with China. The South China Sea dispute has always been a contentious issue. The improved military capabilities could offer the Philippines a stronger position in negotiations and potentially alter the dynamics in the region. It's not about showing off military might, it's about leveraging this newfound strength for diplomatic gains. With more advanced military hardware, the Philippines could better safeguard its interests and protect its sovereignty. But what does Israel gain strategically? Well, the Middle East is a hotbed of geopolitical tensions. Israel often finds itself isolated due to its complex relationships with its neighbors. So by branching out to nations like the Philippines, Israel diversifies its diplomatic and military ties, reducing its dependence on traditional Western allies. This could offer Israel some breathing room and additional options when navigating its complex geopolitical landscape. We should also consider the U.S. angle. The United States has been a long-standing ally of both Israel and the Philippines. So, how does it feel about this partnership? It's a mixed bag. On the one hand, stronger Philippine military capabilities, aided by Israel, can support American interests in maintaining a balance of power in the Asia-Pacific region. But on the other hand, it could also raise concerns about the U.S.'s role as the primary defense supplier to the Philippines. Lastly, let's not forget the impact on international arms trade. As the Philippines diversifies its sources for military hardware, other nations in the region may take note. This could open the door for Israel to establish further ties with other Southeast Asian nations, expanding its footprint in the global arms market. So, when we pull back and look at the big picture, it becomes evident that the military cooperation between the Philippines and Israel has far-reaching implications. It's not just about tanks, ships, or missiles. It's about changing the rules of the game in regional and global geopolitics. Now, while the military partnership between the Philippines and Israel is celebrated by some as a win-win situation, it's important to acknowledge that not everyone sees it this way. A relationship of this magnitude inevitably comes with its share of controversies and criticisms. One concern is obviously the economic angle. The Philippines is investing a hefty sum in these military deals. While the need for national defense is undeniable, questions arise about whether these funds could have been better utilized. The Philippines, like many other countries, faces challenges related to poverty, healthcare, and education. Is a multi-million-dollar tank really what the country needs right now? Moreover, the transparency of these defense contracts also comes into question. Military deals often involve a great deal of secrecy, which can lead to suspicions of corruption or unfair practices. In a country where corruption is a lingering issue, the lack of complete transparency in such significant deals can fuel skepticism among the public. So while the military partnership between the Philippines and Israel offers many strategic advantages, it also presents ethical, economic, and transparency issues that are hard to ignore. These controversies aren't just whispers in the corner, they're integral to the discourse surrounding this partnership and will likely shape its future. The evolving defense relationship between the Philippines and Israel shows promise, but like any partnership, it faces its own set of challenges and questions about the future. One of the many considerations here is the ever-changing geopolitical landscape. Both nations have complex relationships with neighboring countries and global superpowers, and a shift in these relationships can significantly impact their alliance. We also need to consider the domestic implications of this alliance. Future Philippine administrations may have varying stances on defense priorities, alliances, and military spending. This could mean changes in the types of equipment purchased, the scale of investment, and even the terms of the partnership itself. Then there's the issue of sustainability. Military technology is not a one-time investment. It requires ongoing maintenance, training, and potentially upgrades. Can the Philippines sustain this financially over the long run? And if not, what would that mean for the country's defense capabilities? And finally, as both nations move towards cementing this partnership, the need for public discourse becomes vital. As we've seen, there are significant controversies and criticisms associated with these military deals. The role of public opinion in shaping and scrutinizing such strategic partnerships cannot be understated. For this alliance to be sustainable and beneficial for both parties, it needs the backing of their respective populations, achieved through transparency, dialogue, and education. In conclusion, the future of the Philippines-Israel military economy is an open book filled with both opportunities and uncertainties. How each country navigates the complex maze of geopolitics, ethics, and public opinion will determine the ultimate success or failure of this evolving partnership. But anyway, do let us know what you think. Thanks for watching.